The Last of Us Part 2 is a brutal game. Violence is realistic and uncomfortably addicting. Combat will draw you in and make you question your very own normalization of it. Characters will commit terrible acts that make you doubt their motives and sacrifices. Despite this truth, the game did not leave me regretful, sad, or disappointed. No, it actually made me happy. The ending is not a promise of happiness, but a gateway to recovery. It is a story about accepting loss and choosing forgiveness, despite it seeming an impossibility. Ellie is not good at accepting loss. Sam's robot, Riley's dog tag, even her mother's letter, they represent the pain and sacrifice that was endured along her journey in Part 1. They are a reminder that her immunity, her life needs to mean something. Their deaths need to mean something. During the first half of The Last of Us Part 2, the game tells us what to believe. We are going to make Joel's killers pay by killing them, and doing so is justice. The robot becomes a pistol, the dog tag a watch, and the letter a guitar. However, as we play through Seattle, flashbacks give us perspective. Each one unravels the blind vengeance, so by the end of Day 3, what we assumed Ellie's goal to be has become completely distorted. Sam, Riley, her mother, Joel. No, loss does not come easily to Ellie when it's her life that could have prevented it. It's why, as we see through these flashbacks, Ellie couldn't let go of Joel's lie.
I've never met another immune person before. Have you?
His decision to save her nullified the meaning of her loved ones' deaths. Her purpose was not lost, as Joel had said, but stolen. Ellie knows better than anyone else the consequences of his actions. She has the guilt and burden of loss to prove it.
My life would have fucking mattered.
Her quest for vengeance is not and never was about justice. Joel's actions are unforgivable. So that begs the question, what meaning is she possibly hoping to find in Abby's death? The answer to that lies in the farm sequence. Despite living an incredibly idealistic life, Ellie cannot find peace. That final question is manifested in her trauma. Flashes of a beaten Joel plague her mind and send her spiraling. She leaves because she has to, because her trauma is eating away at her and wouldn't stop until there was nothing left. Ellie is a shell of herself, both emotionally and physically. If payback is what she wanted, then by all means, it's what she got. But killing Abby takes on a new purpose. Vengeance is simply a means to an end, and as she gets closer to that end, the more it consumes her. Her true motivation is to end her pain. She needs closure. Just as Ellie couldn't let go of Joel's lie, Ellie can't let go of him. In the last minutes of the game, the story comes together in a beautiful way. It is incredible what they were able to do with a short conversation. It is a moment where you just go, oh, and then cry your eyes out. To really understand the ending, we have to understand who Abby is and what her character arc did in this game. Abby is a unique character because she offers perspective into both Ellie and Joel. Abby was Ellie. Like Ellie, Joel inadvertently robbed Abby of her identity. He killed her father and destroyed the Fireflies. And like Ellie does by estranging Joel, Abby puts him through suffering because of his actions. She kills him in search of closure. Abby's purpose became vengeance and violence. We see her succumb to it. She pushes away Owen in a moment that is reflected in Ellie leaving Dina. She becomes Isaac's leading Scar killer, a cold-hearted murderer. We watch as she achieves the goal that has consumed her, a goal that consumes Ellie. But the Abby in Seattle is Joel. Like Joel, she made a selfish decision that leaves Ellie broken and lost. Like Joel, it sends someone on a path of vengeance that comes to bite her in the ass. She is forced to face her past and face the person she has become, be it through Owen,
Should I go find the people that killed my family?
Mel,
I haven't always done the right thing.
You're a piece of shit, Abby.
or her own guilt. There's a quiet moment I appreciate dearly in her story. Owen says to her,
Maybe we stop looking for the light.
it reminded me of Joel's words.
You keep finding something to fight for.
Meeting and eventually helping Lev and Yara gives her the chance to make amends. It gives her that thing to fight for. It gives Abby a new purpose and a new identity through love and empathy, not hatred. By the end of day 3, she has gone from torturing Joel to death to being the first one to end the cycle of vengeance by sparing Ellie and Dina, despite suffering just as much loss. It is Lev who gave her the strength to accomplish that. Lev is the embodiment of her restored empathy and restored humanity. He is her people. He is Abby's Ellie. And Santa Barbara, Catalina Island, the promise of Fireflies is their Jackson. Ellie's present-day arc is a mirror of her past one. The robot that became a pistol is the loss of innocence. The dog tag that became a watch is the loss of a relationship that overcame obstacles only for it to meet an abrupt end. The letter that became a guitar is the bittersweet love of a lost parent. Ellie is not good at accepting loss. In the past, she coped by pushing Joel away. In the present, she copes through vengeance, by seeking out Abby. The final battle is cinematic and raw and powerful. In her darkest moment, when she's drowning Abby and so close to her goal, the vision of Joel's death is no longer there to reaffirm her actions. Instead, we see a different Joel from a specific moment in time. It is the recollection of a memory where Ellie faces her pain and anger, knowing that Joel's actions are unforgivable.
I don't think I can ever forgive you for that.
That Abby's actions are unforgivable, but it's her wanting and needing to try anyways.
But I would like to try.
Not because it's deserved, not because it's even possible, but because it is the only way to end her own pain. Accepting Joel's choice to save her life is the only way she can move forward.
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.
And likewise, accepting the loss Abby inflicted upon her is the only way she can make it out of this story with her humanity intact. It is the only way to get closure. It's Ellie choosing to find a new purpose and new identity by accepting the loss of her old one. And so, Ellie forgives Abby because Abby is Joel. In the final moments of this game, Ellie strumming a broken chord and leaving her guitar is not her forgetting Joel. It is Ellie putting him to rest. A story about overcoming loss is an incredibly powerful tale in the world of The Last of Us. It is a story about rising above the dark of suffering into the light of hope, and that is the happiest ending I could have asked for. To me, this game is a masterpiece that enriched every aspect of Part 1. But at the end of the day, stories, especially told through video games, are very personal experiences. Videos like this exist to give a different perspective, and I hope I have achieved that.